Hi, today I have a message called Set Everyone Free. So the first part is think of love extending around you, from you, and of that being your safe space. And this isn't a space that is separated off from the safe space of anyone you would call else, but this is just a starting point showing love extends from us. It's not that we have to go out there in the world hopeful that we can find love in some form exterior to us, or extract love for ourselves from something that seems to be not us. We think of the love being here, and we allow it to extend everywhere. And this is our safety. So our safety is what we carry around with us all the time. And our safety can extend to show us, well, your safety is really everywhere. And then if you look out there at anyone or anything you call else, you can see that same core of safety or love in them, and see it unfurling, extending, going everywhere from them too. But we start here and we give. There's an idea sometimes that you give whatever you think is missing in any situation is something you haven't given. Well, it's something we all carry around with us. We all carry around with us this same thing, only we seem to have compressed it into this tiny little ball. And it's it never goes out. You can never get rid of this ball of light, but you're safe in allowing it to extend everywhere. And you're safe in seeing its presence within everyone and everything you call else. And you're safe in allowing it to extend wherever you look at it. And then within this context, it will seem we receive instructions. We're always receiving instructions, either from the ego or spirit. We're always getting instructions. If you notice, your body seems to be doing. And why would your body seem to be doing anything? You're following instructions and you seem to be controlling this body, and the instructions always come either from what you are with everyone and everything, spirit, or from this attempt to separate yourself from God, from anyone or anything else, and that would be from ego. And we can tell by how it feels to receive these instructions. We're accustomed to receiving the instructions from fear and following those. And that's okay, because today we can pause a bit more to recognize our instructions can come from this love that is present within us, within everyone, within everything, and it's safe to allow that to extend everywhere. So where do you love? In your being, not in your body, not in your personality, not from or because of the past you perceive as belonging to you. If you look at the one you call you, you'll see you seem to have a past. And if you look at the one you call other, you'll see they seem to have a past, and it seems to be different from the past that you call yours. But where does the love come from? It's not because of any event that seemed to happen in a past. It's just because it's the core of what you are. It is what you are. And it is what everyone else is, and even everything. Anything you would look upon and call separate in name, it has that same core of light within it. And the part that's up to us is, do we allow it to extend? Do we allow the rays of light to extend everywhere? And when we do that, the ego is silent. The ego has nothing to say about anything when we allow what is actually truly here everywhere to make itself obvious to us and to everyone. And this is so much bigger than trying to be a good person or morally trying to do the right thing versus the wrong thing. This is much bigger than that. It's like going back to the root of our problem. Okay. When you look at someone, make sure that you are not attaching their past to them. So this can be a practice. When we're looking at someone, what are we looking at? Are we looking at this core of light? Are we open to it extending everywhere? Or are we fixated on the body we see and on a past, a very particular past we remember for that body? So this could be like a game we play throughout the day, and when we notice we're fixating on the perception of a past that seems to belong to a specific body and a specific personality, we can alter our focus and say, isn't it interesting, instead of this past that I might try to analyze or interpret, I could just look at the core of light in them and allow the rays to extend from it. Or instead of seeing the past, because Spirit has a use for everything, see the core of light in it and allow the rays to extend from it. This is nothing the ego can interpret or analyze. And the more we learn to stop and pay quiet attention to what the ego cannot interpret, figure out, or analyze, the more we're getting to know ourselves. The more we're getting to know everybody we're calling else. And that's not about personality, and that's not about past. So it's like a simple refocusing from personality and past to light, which is simple. It's not a light that's above anybody, or it's not the romanticized light, right? It's just the very simple, plain truth of everyone and everything. Is it a glorious truth? Yes. But it's also so simple. Simple, simple, simple. Okay. Those who seem to disturb help you feel your attachment to their false self and your false self. So everyone's helpful and everything. I'm just laughing because I hear my stomach gurgling, and I'm thinking, well, that seems to disturb me. Maybe I should have eaten before I did that. Maybe this, maybe that. Maybe I should handle it. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And I can feel the mind going. So this helps me find my attachment to trying to control a false self and its outcomes and its conditions. And instead of that, I can let go. If there's something practical for me to do, in my experience, it does get made obvious to me in very obvious steps that I just follow. It's like you're a very young child and a parent who you trust tells you to do something and you don't know what or why. You haven't evaluated for yourself that it's the right thing to do. You just trust them, so you go ahead with it. It's a lot more like that. So even looking into something that disturbs or someone, either way, you can feel that attachment to the false self and look further. And no, I don't know what anything is for, but I can be shown the way. And if I'm supposed to respond to something, I can. It's okay. if there's something for us to do today, it can be made very clear and very obvious to us. Okay. Every moment is a moment to set everyone free, because everyone is free. That is our true state all the time, only we've covered it up. So the true state of our being is freedom, but I've covered it up. And in any moment where I notice I'm oriented toward the shackles, the attachments, the problems, I can instead look toward that core of light within everyone and everything, and that is your freedom. That's your freedom. That's my freedom. That's everyone's freedom. And it's nothing the ego can analyze or interpret or figure out or come up with a complex plan that convinces me that it's my safety, so I should follow it. So every moment is that moment to look at the truth. And the ego would say, no, don't look away from the complexity. We have something to figure out here. We have something to interpret here, and I'm going to give you instructions that will save you, that will pull you through this, that will get you what you want. And if instead we just look toward the simplicity of everything, any specifics that need to come to us they can become obvious. And when something becomes so obvious and clear, then following it is just one piece with it. It's not like there's a separate self who decides whether or not to do something. It's inspiration. The energy to accomplish it is right there with the idea of what's going to happen. It's one piece. And the one who does it, that's one piece with what seems to happen and the action that needs to be done, because that self is one with everyone and everything. So it's all one piece, and it feels very different from the actions that come from, well, this separate I is going to interpret, decide, figure out, come up with a plan, and follow the plan, and make myself adhere to the plan. I'd say the only place where that is still truly useful is, well, number one, where it hasn't fallen away yet and our belief is still in it, and we can allow that to get transformed. And number two, because we don't want to rip things away from us, we just allow the light to come to them. Number two, I forgot number two. Number two is paying attention to how we feel and paying attention to the thoughts that caused those feelings and responding appropriately to those thoughts. I say that's the only place where effort can be deeply transformative. And the effort that I would put toward carrying out the instructions that the ego gives me, I think as I pay more attention to how I feel and what I'm thinking, or, the thoughts I received and the source from which I received them, the more I do that, the more that the impulse, it's more like an impulse than an inspiration. The impulse, or that kind of addiction to following the ego's instructions, just falls away. So you don't have to force it away, it falls away. When it falls away, it doesn't hold any interest or value anymore. So of course you wouldn't follow it. But with inspiration, it just gets done, because it's all of one piece. I am of one piece with the instruction, with the carrying out of the instruction. What I truly am, spirit, handles every piece of that process and that's peaceful. So we come to prefer the doing that seems to come from a deeply inspired, peaceful place. And we come to understand this is sufficient. This is okay. This is safe. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for this gift that's given to us all, so we don't have to struggle anymore. And instead we can rest quietly. We can look toward everyone and everything. We can see that light in them. And we can allow that light to extend everywhere. Okay, thank you.